Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Emily and I make 2 YouTube videos a week, one about books and one about beauty. So today I am bringing you the Eyeshadow Palette Wardrobe Tag. I can't remember exactly who started it, but I will be sure to credit them and link the original video down below. But I saw some of my favorite beauty creators, including Kelly Gooch and Samantha March and Lauren May Beauty, do this tag, and so I was inspired and I would love to share my thoughts with you. So the way this tag works is it's basically a whole bunch of different occasions, and you are supposed to pick a palette from your collection that you would wear for each one of these occasions. So let's go ahead and get started.
Honey?
So the first occasion is wedding, and some people share their own wedding palette if they're married, or I decide to take this in the direction of as a wedding guest. So usually, and this kind of goes for all of them, I tend to plan my eye look around my outfit, or if it's like a less important occasion and my outfit isn't picked out yet, I'll do my eye look and then pick out my outfit to match. But for an event like going to a friend's wedding, I would be picking out a dress and then doing my eye look to match. But I decided to go with the Saharan palette by Juvia's Place. And I love this palette, especially for this occasion, because you can go bold or you can go more subtle, and there are a bunch of really poppy, gorgeous shimmers in here, so I think this one is perfect for being fancy but also not necessarily outshining the bride. Okay, the next one is date night, and so for that one I decided to pick the e.l.f. 70s Feels palette, and I can't believe how underrated these Decades palettes from e.l.f. are. So I decided to go with this one because I love these colors and I like the way they look on my eyes, but mostly because when I am getting ready for date night, I am super excited and I usually just want to get going as soon as possible. So I picked a palette that is quick and easy for 1 or 2 shadow looks. These apply super quickly, and if I ever just want a wash of color, this is where I go. Next up is girls' night, and realistically for girls' night, I tend to like to stay home and watch a movie on the couch and eat some snacks or something more along those lines. So it's probably I would be wearing either whatever I wore to work that day or no makeup, but if I was going out for a fun night with the girls and we were going somewhere, I would probably choose the Flower Bomb palette from Midas Cosmetics, because this palette is nothing but fun. It's super exciting, super great, and so I chose this one for girls' night. Next up is vacation, and for all of these, but especially this one, I'm really pining for the days when I could pack a palette to go on vacation, but unfortunately, coronavirus has kind of ruined a bunch of those plans for this year. But I chose the Through My Eyes palette, which is a collaboration between I Love Sarah E and ColourPop, and I chose this one for my vacation palette because, for one, it's got a nice big mirror in it, which I think is really important because, you know, when you're going on vacation, you don't always have the best setup. There might be only one mirror and maybe it's in the bathroom, and so if I'm going on a family vacation, I've got 2 sisters, and if we're staying in a hotel room that's only got 1 bathroom, there's also my parents, so hogging the mirror to do my eyeshadow is not always the best. Plus, I like to do my makeup in natural light, and that's not always possible in the one mirror in the hotel room. So a big mirror is a must, and I chose this one because this has a huge variety of shades where I could go super bold, I could go kind of a sunset eye, I could do something really pinky, I could do some green, or I could go really subtle and neutral. So I think this is the perfect palette to pack on vacation. It's not too big, but it's also not super small. So if you're going even on a really long vacation, you could still get a ton of looks out of this palette. So the next palette is a palette for graduation, and for this one I chose the Tribe palette from Juvia's Place. So first of all, I went to the College of William & Mary, and the mascot is the Tribe, so that, you know, the title of the palette seemed appropriate, but also our school's colors were green and gold. So for graduation, I don't remember if I actually wore this palette or not, but I would definitely choose this one to kind of symbolize graduation. So the next one is Christmas Day, and I don't know about you, but for me, Christmas Day is usually kind of, well, when I was little, it was getting up really early and waiting for my parents to get up, and now it's kind of sleeping in a little bit and going downstairs and opening presents, staying in our pajamas for like half the day until we go over to my grandma's house in the afternoon. So for me, Christmas Day isn't like a day where I would do makeup like this. So I chose the e.l.f. Active Workout Ready Lip and Cheek palette. And this is just a palette of 4 different cream makeup products that are super easy to use, and I will link a video where I use this palette. If I have videos where I used any of these palettes, I'll be sure to link them down below and up in the cards. But I picked this palette for Christmas Day because it is a perfect, easy peasy, looks fine with your pajamas or with your warm sweater, kind of no muss, no fuss kind of look. The next prompt is a palette for a birthday party, and I chose to interpret this as my birthday party, so I chose the palette that I wore for my birthday this year, which is the ColourPop California Love palette. So this is full of tones that really look good on me. So on your birthday, right, don't you want to look your best? Sometimes I do eye looks that, you know, most people might not think look good, but I think they're fun. But on my birthday, I chose shades that look really good on me. They make me feel happy, they make me feel my best. So I went with the California Love palette. The next prompt is a palette for the office, and I don't work in an office, I work with 4th graders, so I kind of have a little more leeway in how I dress and how I do my makeup. And if you've never worn crazy makeup around kids, you should definitely try it because they notice, and a lot of them get super into it. When I was student teaching in a 2nd grade class, the kids would like make requests about what color makeup I should wear the next day. It was super fun. But if I worked in an office, I think a palette I would be reaching for a lot is the Blush Crush palette from ColourPop. This one is pretty subtle. It's some soft pinks and neutrals, and I think this one would be perfect for the office. Next up is a palette for running errands or like an everyday go-to palette, and for this one I kind of just had to pick any palette from my collection because this is the type of look I will wear every day, this is the type of look I will wear every day, this is the type of look I will wear every day. I run errands in all kinds of looks, so it doesn't really, I don't have a specific everyday go-to kind of palette. But I decided to choose one that is quick and easy to apply, some nice neutrals to kind of go with what I think this prompt was intending. But I chose the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2 palette. This one is so reflective, but this is just a nice neutral palette. It's got some good cool tones, some warmer tones in here. They can be really subtle, or you can build them up to be a little more bold. So I went with this one for a running errands palette. And the last occasion to choose a palette for is very much a fantasy occasion for me, and that is New Year's. I don't think I have ever been to like a New Year's event. I've only ever celebrated New Year's with my family or with a significant other's family, sitting on the couch watching TV. So, but I put myself into my fantasy self shoes, and I imagined if I'm going to this glam New Year's party, what would I be wearing? And I went with the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals palette, and I was specifically thinking about the blacks on this side, the shade Memory, and this deep matte black and this silvery shimmer here. I'm actually wearing this shade Poet on my eyes today with the glitter, but I was thinking, you know, a look kind of like this, but with those black and silvers, I think would be perfect for New Year's. So those are my selections for the Eyeshadow Palette Wardrobe Tag. This was actually a lot of fun to think about. Like I said, this is not really how I choose my eyeshadow palettes. I usually base it more on the outfit I'm wearing because I like to be kind of color coordinated, as you can see, but I had fun thinking about these different occasions and imagining a world where I could travel and be around other people in person again. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave me a comment down below if you are also an eyeshadow palette aficionado, what you would choose for these different occasions. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, and like the video before you go. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.